All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Valsa Williams. The headlines. Rajya Sabha passes National Medical Commission Bill 2019 with amendments. Parliament gives nod to three key bills, including POCSO Amendment Bill. Uttar Pradesh government gives compensation of 25 lakh rupees to Unnao rape survivor hours after Supreme Court's direction. Hearing to continue today. Apex courts to consider Ayodhya land dispute mediation report to decide future course of action. US announces fresh 10% tariff on Chinese imports. And in badminton, Sai Praneeth to face Kanta Tsuneyama of Japan in men's singles quarterfinals of Thailand Open today. The Rajya Sabha has passed the National Medical Commission Bill 2019 with a few amendments. The bill will be sent again to the Lok Sabha for approval. The bill seeks to repeal the Indian Medical Council Act 1956. Replying to a debate on the bill in the Rajya Sabha, Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said the legislation will bring major reform in medical education in the country. He assured the members that the government will also put a cap on the fee on 50% of those seats in private medical colleges which are not regulated by NMC. A report.
The bill is intended to promote adoption of the latest medical research by medical professionals, periodic assessment of medical institutions, and an effective grievance redressal mechanism. It has provision to set up the National Medical Commission, which will frame policies for regulating medical institutions and medical professionals and assess the requirements of healthcare-related human resources and infrastructure. The Commission will also make guidelines for determination of fees for up to 50% of the seats in private medical institutions and deemed universities. With Anand Kumar, Sobhagyakar, Air News.
In an exclusive interview to All India Radio News talking about the bill, Dr. V.K. Paul, member Niti Aayog, said the government will only advise the National Medical Commission. He added that one nation, one exit exam will ensure the quality of health professionals and will act as a filter in the field of medical profession.
We are now talking about one exam in the country, one nation, one exit exam. The exit exam has great importance because it ensures that we aspire in all medical colleges to reach a certain agreed standard of medical education.
The Parliament has passed the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill POCSO 2019, Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2019 and Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Bill 2019 with the Lok Sabha approving the bills yesterday. The Rajya Sabha has already passed the bills. Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Amendment Bill POCSO 2019 seeks to enhance punishment for sexual offences against children with a provision of death penalty. To curb child pornography, the bill provides that those who use a child for pornographic purposes should be punished with imprisonment up to 5 years and fine. The Arbitration and Conciliation Amendment Bill 2019 provides for a time-bound settlement of disputes as well as accountability of the arbitrator. It also seeks to establish an independent body called the Arbitration Council of India for the promotion of arbitration, mediation, conciliation and other alternative dispute redressal mechanisms. The Council would be mandated to frame policies for grading arbitral institutions and accrediting arbitrators. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Bill 2019 is aimed at providing greater clarity on permissibility of corporate restructuring schemes and clarity on rights and duties of authorized representatives of voters. Hours after the Supreme Court's direction, the Uttar Pradesh government gave 25 lakh rupees as compensation to the Unnao rape survivor last night. Lucknow District Magistrate Kaushal Raj Sharma handed over a cheque of 25 lakh rupees to the mother of the rape survivor. More from our correspondent.
CM of Lucknow reached King George Medical University Hospital and handed over the cheque of rupees 25 lakh to the rape survivor's mother. He also informed that the medical condition of both the rape survivor and her lawyer is improving and family is satisfied with the treatment being provided there. Rape survivor and her lawyer got seriously injured in car truck collision in Raebareli on 28th July and are ventilators since then. After the Supreme Court's direction, the Central Reserve Police Force (CRPF) have also taken the charge of security at hospital where the survivor is admitted. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
The Supreme Court also directed the transfer of all 5 cases registered in connection with the Unnao rape incident from a court in Uttar Pradesh to a competent court in the national capital. The bench directed that the trial in the main case relating to the rape of the survivor will have to be completed within 45 days from its commencement. The hearing of the case will continue today, during which the Apex Court will also hear a plea moved on behalf of the survivor's uncle, who has been lodged in a jail in Raebareli, to be shifted to a jail in the state capital. His wife had died in the Sunday accident. CBI, which has taken over the investigation into Sunday's road accident, booked 10 people for murder, including expelled BJP MLA Kuldeep Singh Sengar. The Supreme Court will hear the Ayodhya land dispute mediation report today. A 3-member mediation panel submitted its report in the Ayodhya land dispute case in a sealed cover yesterday in compliance with the Apex Court's earlier order. A bench led by Chief Justice of India Ranjan Gogoi will hear the matter. The Supreme Court had on the 18th of last month asked the Mediation Committee to continue the process and submit a report on the progress made till the 31st of July. A constitution bench comprising Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi and Justices S.A. Bobde, D.Y. Chandrachud, Ashok Bhushan and S. Abdul Nazir observed that it will take a call today on whether a hearing is required in the case. The mediation panel comprises former Supreme Court Judge F.M.I. Khalifullah, spiritual guru and founder of Art of Living, Sri Ravi Shankar, and senior advocate Sri Ram Panchu, a renowned mediator. The mediation panel was tasked to explore ways to find an amicable solution to the Ayodhya land title dispute. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. United States President Donald Trump has announced that the U.S. will impose an additional 10% tariff on $300 billion in Chinese imports. The U.S. President accused China of not being serious in arriving at the trade deal and failing to keep its promise to buy more American agricultural products. In a series of tweets, Mr. Trump said the new tariff, in addition to the 25% on goods worth $250 billion that was previously in place, would come into effect from the 1st of next month. The announcement came a day after U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin returned from Shanghai after 2 days of latest round of trade negotiations with China. The Netherlands has banned face-covering clothing such as a burqa or niqab in public buildings and on transport, as a contentious law on the garment came into force. Between 100 and 400 women are estimated to wear a burqa or niqab in the European country of 17 million people. The legislation, which was passed in June last year after more than a decade of political debate on the subject, also applies to other face coverings such as full-face helmets, balaclavas or ski masks. President Ramnath Kovind has reached the Guinea capital Conakry on the last leg of his three West African nation visit to Benin, Gambia and Guinea. Mr. Kovind was accorded a warm welcome by President of Guinea, Alpha Condé, and officials of the Indian Embassy on his arrival at Conakry International Airport yesterday. Guinea is a developing country in the tropical southwestern part of West Africa at the Atlantic Ocean. Our correspondent reports this is the first ever state visit by an Indian president to Guinea.
President Ramnath Kovind today will hold delegation-level talks with Guinea President Alpha Condé. Various MOUs and agreements will be signed between the two countries following the talks. During the visit, President Kovind will be conferred with the National Order of Merit, the highest award of the Republic of Guinea, by Mr. Condé. Tomorrow, Mr. Kovind will also attend an Indian community event before concluding the visit. With Samir Verma's report from Conakry, Guinea, Anupam Mishra, AIR News.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky on his success in the Ukrainian presidential elections. In a telephonic conversation, the Prime Minister also extended felicitations to President Zelensky for the victory of his Servant of the People party in the recently concluded parliamentary elections in Ukraine. External Affairs Ministry in a release said that President Zelensky congratulated Mr. Modi on assuming charge for a second term with a resounding mandate. Referring to the friendly and cordial relations between India and Ukraine, Prime Minister Modi noted the satisfactory pace of growth in bilateral trade relations. He underlined India's long-standing cooperation with Ukraine in several other areas and emphasized that the presence of a large number of Indian students in various universities of Ukraine further strengthens people-to-people links between the two countries. In Gujarat, the death toll due to heavy rains in flood-affected Vadodara has reached 6 as 2 more bodies have been found by the rescue teams. The body was recovered by the NDRF team. After light rain in Vadodara and other parts of the state yesterday, the local weather office has issued heavy rain warning for the next 2 days. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that relief and rescue works are running in full swing.
Relief and rescue works in flood-affected Vadodara are on full swing. More than 5,000 people have been shifted to the safer places following water released from Ajwa Dam. 5 more teams of NDRF have been placed into the service along with Army and Air Force. Local police and fire brigade jawans are also busy in evacuation of the people and distribution of food packets. Meanwhile, state and district authorities have now also focused on health and medical services in the affected areas. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
In Madhya Pradesh, widespread rainfall threw life out of gear in many parts of the state. A report.
Heavy rainfall created havoc in many districts including Sihor, Khandwa and Khargon. Many areas of these districts are facing severe waterlogging because rivers continue to flow above the danger mark. The Met Department has also issued red alert for very heavy rainfall in 16 districts of the state for next 24 hours. The department also advised caution in visit to tourist destinations like Sanchi, Mahir and Chitrakoot. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In badminton, Sai Praneeth will face Kanta Tsuneyama of Japan in the men's singles quarterfinals of the Thailand Open in Bangkok today. Praneeth stormed into the last 8, defeating compatriot Shubhankar Dey 21-18, 21-19. He is the lone Indian left in the singles event of the tournament. Kidambi Srikanth, Parupalli Kashyap, H.S. Pranoy and Saina Nehwal crashed out of the tournament after losing their second round matches yesterday. In the men's doubles event, pair of Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty will also play their quarter-final match today. The Indian duo will face Choi Sol-gyu and Seo Seung Jae of Korea. In mixed doubles, Ashwini Ponnappa and Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy will take on Japanese pair of Arisa Higashino and Yuta Watanabe in the last 8. Australia were all out at 284 runs against England on the opening day of the first Ashes cricket test of the 5-match series at Edgbaston, Birmingham yesterday. In reply, England in their first innings were 10 without any loss, with Rory Burns and Jason Roy at the crease on the end of the first day's play. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Sanjay Mattu.
Thank you, Valsa. The Supreme Court taking a firm call on Unnao cases is the lead across newspapers this morning. All 5 Unnao cases transferred to Delhi, reads the Hindustan Times headline. Ayodhya mediation fails, Supreme Court to fix daily hearing schedule, highlights the Times of India. The Indian Express writes, flying in Supreme Court face, Assam releases list of how many out of NRC in each district. Pak offers consular access to Jadhav, India yet to take call, reports the Tribune. Fleeing Maldives leader held off Tamil Nadu, Ahmed Adib was on a tugboat, notes the Hindu. Under the caption Terrible Thursday, the Financial Express leads with Markets crash on more bad news. And with that, it's back to you, Valsa.
Thank you, Sanjay. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Rajya Sabha passes National Medical Commission Bill 2019 with amendments. Parliament gives nod to 3 key bills, including POCSO Amendment Bill. Uttar Pradesh government gives compensation of 25 lakh rupees to Unnao rape survivor hours after Supreme Court's direction. Hearing to continue today. Apex Court to consider Ayodhya land dispute mediation report to decide future course of action. US announces fresh 10% tariff on Chinese imports. And in badminton, Sai Praneeth to face Kanta Tsuneyama of Japan in men's singles quarterfinals of Thailand Open today. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.